Close your eyes for just a moment and picture this. It's a crisp Saturday morning, and you're standing in your kitchen, the smell of fresh coffee filling the air. You reach for your favorite mug, but your hand trembles. Your legs feel unsteady, and a quiet fear creeps in. What if you can't climb the stairs to tuck your grandkids into bed tonight? What if the life you love full of walks in the park, gardening, or dancing at family gatherings is slipping away? This isn't just a fleeting thought. For millions of seniors across America, it's a reality caused by a silent condition called sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle strength that sneaks up without warning. But here's the truth. You don't have to accept this as your future. My name is Dr. Emily Harper, and for over a decade I've worked with seniors just like you, vibrant, determined people who want to live life on their terms. I've seen folks in their 70s and 80s reclaim their strength, chase their grandkids, and rediscover the joy of movement. And today, I'm here to share their secrets with you. By the end of this video, you'll discover 12 powerful foods, simple exercises, and life-changing habits that can help you stop muscle loss in its tracks even if you're over 80. Let me tell you about Margaret, a 72-year-old grandmother from Ohio. 2 years ago, she could barely walk to her mailbox without feeling winded. She was terrified of falling, and her confidence was fading. But then she made a few small changes you'll learn about today. Now, Margaret hikes with her family every weekend and even started a small vegetable garden. Her story isn't a miracle. It's proof of what's possible when you take the right steps. Here's what you're in for. First, we'll uncover the hidden truth about sarcopenia and why it's stealing your strength. Then we'll dive into 6 game-changing foods you probably have in your kitchen right now, plus 3 easy at-home exercises that take just 10 minutes a day. I'll also share a 3-day meal plan to kickstart your journey and answer the questions I hear most from seniors like you. Stick with me because this isn't just about muscles, it's about reclaiming your independence, your joy, and your life. Before we dive in, let's make this a conversation. In the comments below, tell me, what's one activity you love that you want to keep doing as you age? Maybe it's playing golf, baking with your grandkids, or simply walking your dog. Share it with our holistic senior health community, and let's inspire each other. And if you find this video helpful, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. We share practical health tips for seniors every week, and I'd hate for you to miss out. Ready? Let's start this journey together. Let's take a moment to understand what's really happening inside your body. Sarcopenia, it sounds like a complicated medical term, but it's simply the quiet, gradual loss of muscle strength that creeps up as we age. Imagine your muscles as the sturdy foundation of a house. Over time, without proper care, that foundation starts to crumble. You might notice it in small ways. Feeling winded after climbing a few stairs, struggling to carry groceries, or even hesitating before stepping off a curb. These aren't just signs of getting older. They're the fingerprints of sarcopenia at work. Here's the science made simple. Starting in your 50s, your body naturally begins to lose about 1 to 2% of muscle mass each year, according to the National Institutes of Health. Why? Few reasons. First, your hormone levels like testosterone start to dip, making it harder for your body to build and maintain muscle. Second, your muscles become less efficient at using protein, the building block of strength. And third, low-grade inflammation in your body can silently chip away at muscle tissue. The kicker? Sarcopenia doesn't announce itself with pain or fever. It's so quiet that many of us don't notice until we've lost up to a third of our muscle mass by our 60s, as Harvard researchers have found. Let me share a story about someone I worked with, Frank, a 67-year-old retired teacher from Colorado. Frank loved woodworking, spending hours in his garage crafting furniture for his grandkids. But one day he realized he could barely lift his toolbox without his arms shaking. He thought it was just aging, but when he came to me, we discovered sarcopenia was the culprit. Frank felt discouraged, thinking his days of building rocking chairs were over. But here's the thing. Understanding sarcopenia was the first step to fighting it. With a few changes we'll talk about soon, Frank got back to his workshop stronger than ever. The lesson here? Sarcopenia might be silent, but it's not unbeatable. It's not just normal aging you have to accept. Knowing what you're up against gives you the power to take action before it steals more of your strength. And the best part? You don't need fancy equipment or expensive treatments to start fighting back. So what happens if sarcopenia goes unchecked? That's where things get emotional, and it's what we're diving into next. Stay with me because understanding the stakes will show you why acting now is so important and how it can transform your life. Now let's talk about what sarcopenia really takes from you, not just physically, but emotionally. It's not just about weaker muscles. It's about the moments that make life worth living slipping through your fingers. Imagine missing your granddaughter's soccer game because the bleachers feel like a mountain, or hesitating to join your friends for a walk in the park because you're afraid of stumbling. Sarcopenia doesn't just steal your strength, it chips away at your confidence, your independence, and the joy of doing the things you love. For so many seniors across America, it's the fear of becoming a burden, of losing the freedom to live life on their own terms. Let me tell you about Clara, a 69-year-old from Tennessee who I worked with a few years ago. Clara was the heart of her family, always hosting Sunday dinners, filling her home with laughter and the smell of her famous apple pie. But as sarcopenia crept in, she started canceling those dinners. She was too tired to stand in the kitchen, too nervous about dropping dishes. Clara told me with tears in her eyes, "I feel like I'm losing who I am." That broke my heart, because Clara wasn't just losing muscle, she was losing the connections that gave her life meaning. Here's the small but powerful lesson. Your strength isn't just about your body. It's about holding on to the people and moments that matter most. Sarcopenia might try to dim your spark, but you have the power to fight back and keep shining. Clara did, and you'll hear more about her journey later in this video. So, how do we stop this emotional toll from taking over? The good news is coming up next, and it's going to change the way you think about aging. Stay with me, because we're about to uncover simple, proven ways to reclaim your strength and live life to the fullest. Here's the moment you've been waiting for, the good news that can change everything. Sarcopenia, that silent thief we've been talking about, doesn't have to win. Your muscles can fight back, and you can reclaim the strength to live the life you love. Research from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition shows that 90% of seniors over 70 who made simple changes to their diet and lifestyle saw significant muscle improvement in just 8 weeks. That's right, 8 weeks to start feeling stronger, steadier, and more like yourself again. What does this mean for you? It means the foods in your pantry, a few minutes of movement each day, and some smart habits can work wonders. Unlike expensive medications with long lists of side effects, these solutions are natural, affordable, and within your reach. Think of it like tending a garden. With the right care, your muscles can grow and thrive, no matter your age. Let me tell you about Henry, a 74-year-old from Michigan who I worked with last year. Henry used to love fishing on Lake Huron, but sarcopenia made it hard for him to carry his gear or even stand steady on the dock. He was ready to give up his favorite hobby. But then, Henry started adding protein-rich foods like Greek yogurt and simple exercises to his routine, things you'll learn about today. Within 2 months, he was back on the lake, casting lines and grinning ear to ear. Henry's story shows that it's never too late to turn things around. The small lesson here is this: your body is ready to rebuild, but it needs you to take that first step. You don't have to overhaul your life, just make a few intentional choices to nourish and move your body. Those choices add up, and they can bring back the strength you thought was gone for good. So where do we start? Up next, we're diving into the first of 6 powerful foods that can supercharge your muscles. These are everyday foods you probably already have, and I can't wait to show you how they work. Stay with me, his is where the magic begins. Let's kick things off with our first muscle-saving food, cottage cheese. Now, I know what you might be thinking: cottage cheese sounds like something your grandma kept in the fridge, but trust me, this humble food is a game changer for your muscles, especially as you age. Here's why it's so special. Cottage cheese is packed with casein protein, a slow-digesting protein that feeds your muscles for hours. According to the USDA, just 1 cup delivers about 25 grams of high-quality protein, perfect for keeping sarcopenia at bay. What makes it a nighttime savior? When you sleep, your body goes into a fasting state, and without enough protein, your muscles can start to break down. Eating cottage cheese before bed is like giving your muscles a steady stream of nourishment all night long, helping you wake up stronger. But it's not just about protein. Cottage cheese is also rich in calcium, which supports muscle contractions and keeps your bones strong, crucial for preventing falls. Plus, it's got vitamin B12, which helps with nerve function and keeps you moving smoothly. The best part? It's affordable and easy to find at any grocery store, from Walmart to Whole Foods. Try mixing it with a handful of berries or a drizzle of honey for a delicious, muscle-boosting bedtime snack. Let me share a story about someone who discovered this secret. Edna, a 71-year-old from Arizona. Edna used to wake up feeling stiff and weak, barely able to get out of bed without help. She came to me feeling frustrated, worried she'd never keep up with her active book club friends. I suggested she try a small bowl of cottage cheese with blueberries before bed, 3 times a week. Within a month, Edna noticed she was moving easier, climbing stairs without that old ache. She even started hosting her book club again, proudly serving her famous fruit salad. Edna's smile when she told me, "I feel like me again," is something I'll never forget. Here's the small lesson. Little changes like adding cottage cheese to your evening routine can make a big difference. It's not about eating buckets of it, just a small serving a few times a week can start rebuilding your strength. One quick tip. Choose plain low-fat cottage cheese to avoid added sugars, which can spike your blood sugar and undo the benefits. Ready for the next food that's going to power up your muscles? Up next, we're diving into a delicious option that's not only great for your strength but also your heart. Stay with me, you won't believe how easy this one is to add to your meals. Next up, let's talk about a food that's not just delicious but a true powerhouse for your muscles. Fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, or sardines. These ocean treasures are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, which are like a shield against the inflammation that fuels sarcopenia. According to the National Institutes of Health, eating fatty fish twice a week can reduce muscle strength loss by up to 30% in seniors. But that's not all. Fatty fish are also packed with high-quality protein, about 20 grams per 100-gram serving, which your muscles need to repair and grow. Plus, they're rich in vitamin D, a nutrient many of us over 50 don't get enough of, which helps keep your muscles and bones working together smoothly. Why does this matter? Omega-3s make your muscles more sensitive to protein, so your body uses every bite more effectively to fight muscle loss. And here's a bonus. Those same omega-3s ease joint pain, making it easier to stay active whether you're gardening or chasing your grandkids. You can grill a salmon fillet with lemon and herbs, toss sardines into a salad, or even try canned mackerel on whole grain toast for a quick, budget-friendly meal. If fresh fish is pricey, don't worry, frozen or canned options are just as nutritious and wallet-friendly. Let me tell you about George, a 68-year-old from Oregon I worked with. George loved his weekly hikes in the Columbia River Gorge, but sarcopenia was slowing him down. His knees ached, and he struggled to keep up with his hiking group. He was ready to hang up his boots. I suggested he add fatty fish like grilled salmon to his dinners twice a week. Within 6 weeks, George noticed less joint stiffness and more energy on the trails. Last month, he sent me a photo of himself at the top of Multnomah Falls, beaming with pride. George's story shows that the right foods can bring back the activities you love. Here's the small lesson. You don't need to eat fish every day to see results. Just 2 servings a week can start strengthening your muscles and joints. One tip. Stick to grilled, baked, or canned fish in water, and avoid fried versions or high-sodium cans, which can cancel out the benefits. We're just getting started with these muscle-boosting foods. Up next, we're exploring a plant-based superstar that's perfect for everyone, whether you eat meat or not. Stay with me, you'll be amazed at how versatile this one is. Now let's shine a spotlight on a tiny seed that packs a mighty punch. Quinoa. You might have seen it on health food menus, but don't let its small size fool you. This is a superstar for your muscles, whether you eat meat or not. Quinoa is what we call a complete protein, meaning it has all 9 essential amino acids your body needs to repair and build muscle. According to the USDA, 1 cup of cooked quinoa delivers about 8 grams of protein, plus fiber, magnesium, and iron nutrients that keep your muscles strong and your energy steady. Why is quinoa so great for seniors? As we age, our bodies get less efficient at using protein, but quinoa's complete protein is easy to digest, making it a perfect choice to fight sarcopenia. It's also versatile. You can toss it into salads, mix it with veggies for a hearty bowl, or even use it as a breakfast porridge with a sprinkle of nuts. Bonus. It's naturally gluten-free, so it's gentle on sensitive stomachs. If you're on a budget, quinoa is affordable at most grocery stores and a little goes a long way. Just remember to rinse it before cooking to wash away any bitter coating. Let me tell you about Ruth, a 66-year-old from Minnesota I worked with. Ruth was a vegetarian and worried she wasn't getting enough protein to stay strong. She loved her daily walks around Lake Harriet, but lately her legs felt heavy, and she feared sarcopenia was setting in. I suggested swapping her usual rice for quinoa in her favorite veggie stir-fry, a few times a week. After a month, Ruth noticed she was walking farther without tiring. She even started teaching her grandkids how to make quinoa bowls, turning it into a fun family tradition. Ruth's energy and smile were back, and that's what this journey is all about. Here's the small lesson. You don't need meat to build muscle. Simple swaps like quinoa can give your body what it needs to thrive. Start small, maybe one quinoa meal a week, and you'll feel the difference. One quick tip. Rinse your quinoa thoroughly before cooking to make it taste its best. We're not done yet. Another incredible food is up next. And this one's a sweet, antioxidant-packed treat you'll love adding to your day. Stay with me to discover how it can shield your muscles. Let's sweeten things up with our next muscle-saving food, blueberries. These little bursts of flavor aren't just a treat, a powerful shield for your muscles. Blueberries are packed with antioxidants called anthocyanins, which give them that deep blue color and help fight oxidative stress, a major culprit behind muscle aging. Research from Tufts University shows that seniors who eat berries regularly can improve muscle performance by up to 20%. That means faster recovery after a walk or a day in the garden, and less soreness holding you back. But there's more. Blueberries are rich in vitamin C, which supports collagen production to keep your muscles, tendons, and ligaments strong. They also have potassium, which helps your muscles work smoothly and prevents cramps. You can toss a handful into your morning oatmeal, blend them into a smoothie, or just enjoy them fresh as a snack. And here's a budget tip. Frozen blueberries are just as nutritious as fresh and often cheaper, so you can stock up at any grocery store. Let me tell you about Betty, a 70-year-old from Georgia I worked with. Betty loved tending her rose garden, but sarcopenia was making it hard to kneel or carry her watering can. She felt like her garden and her joy was slipping away. I suggested she add a cup of blueberries to her breakfast a few times a week. After a couple of months, Betty noticed she was gardening longer without feeling wiped out. She even started sharing her blueberries with her neighbors, turning her porch into a little community hub. Betty's roses are blooming again, and so is her spirit. Here's the small lesson. Small, delicious choices like blueberries can protect your muscles and keep you doing what you love. You don't need to eat a ton, just a cup a few times a week can make a real difference. One quick tip. Go for fresh or frozen berries and skip sugary blueberry jams, which can add empty calories. We've got another fantastic food coming upon that's tiny but mighty, perfect for sprinkling into your meals. Stay with me to discover how it can boost your strength. Let's move on to a food that's a true muscle-building champion. Lean meat like chicken breast, turkey, or lean cuts of beef. If you've ever worried about losing strength, lean meat is your secret weapon, thanks to a powerful amino acid called leucine. According to McMaster University, seniors need about 1.2 to 1.5 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight daily to fight sarcopenia, and a 100-gram serving of lean meat delivers around 25 grams of high-quality protein, loaded with leucine. Leucine is like the spark that ignites muscle growth, telling your body to repair and rebuild, even as you age. But lean meat offers more than just protein. It's rich in iron, which carries oxygen to your muscles for better performance, and zinc, which supports muscle repair. You can grill a chicken breast with some rosemary, bake a turkey patty, or toss lean beef into a veggie stir-fry. Worried about cholesterol? Stick to lean cuts and keep portions to about 3 to 4 ounces, 2 to 3 times a week. If you're on a budget, check for sales at your local grocery store or buy in bulk and freeze for later. And for those who prefer plant-based options, don't worry, we'll cover more foods that work for you too. Let me tell you about Walter, a 73-year-old from Texas I worked with. Walter was a retired mechanic who loved tinkering in his garage, but sarcopenia made it hard to lift his tools or stand for long. He was scared he'd have to give up his passion. Walter wasn't a big meat eater, but I suggested he try adding grilled chicken breast to his lunches a few times a week. After 6 weeks, he was back in his garage, fixing up an old radio for his grandson. Walter told me, "I didn't realize a simple meal could make me feel this strong again." That's the power of lean meat. Here's the small lesson. You don't need to eat steak every day to stay strong. Small, smart portions of lean meat can fuel your muscles and keep you active. One tip. Choose grilled or baked preparations over fried to maximize the benefits and keep your heart happy. We've got one more incredible food to round out our list, and it's a creamy, protein-packed option that's perfect for any time of day. Stay with me to discover how it can supercharge your strength. We're wrapping up our list of muscle-saving foods with a creamy, delicious favorite, Greek yogurt. This isn't your ordinary yogurt, it's a recovery champion that can make a big difference in fighting sarcopenia. Greek yogurt is packed with casein protein, about 20 grams per cup, which digests slowly to nourish your muscles for hours, especially when you eat it as an evening snack. According to the USDA, it's also loaded with calcium for strong bones and vitamin D, which helps your muscles move efficiently. But what really sets Greek yogurt apart is its probiotics, those friendly bacteria that support your gut health. A healthy gut means better nutrient absorption, so your muscles get more of the protein and vitamins they need to stay strong. You can enjoy Greek yogurt with a handful of berries for breakfast, mix it with nuts for a midday snack, or even use it as a creamy base for salad dressings. It's widely available and budget-friendly, especially if you buy plain, unsweetened versions in bulk at stores like Costco or Trader Joe's. Let me tell you about Sarah, a 67-year-old from Florida I worked with. Sarah loved her morning walks along the beach, but sarcopenia was making her legs feel heavy, and she was cutting her walks short. She worried she'd lose those sunrise moments that brought her peace. I suggested she add a small bowl of plain Greek yogurt with blueberries to her evening routine, 3 times a week. After a month, Sarah was walking longer and feeling steadier. She even started inviting her neighbors for beach walks, turning her mornings into a joyful social ritual. Sarah's glow when she shared her progress was pure magic. Here's the small lesson. A simple scoop of Greek yogurt can be a powerful step toward keeping your muscles and spirit strong. It's not about eating it every day, just a few servings a week can work wonders. One tip. Always choose plain Greek yogurt to avoid added sugars that can spike your blood sugar. We've covered some amazing foods, but food is only part of the equation. Up next, we're diving into a key piece of the puzzle: simple exercises you can do at home to supercharge your strength. Stay with Met. His is going to be a game changer. We've talked about some incredible foods to fuel your muscles, but there's a missing piece that takes it all to the next level: exercise. Now, before you picture heavy weights or crowded gyms, let me reassure you this is about simple, gentle movements you can do right at home, no fancy equipment needed. According to the National Institutes of Health, regular strength exercises can boost the muscle-building effects of protein by up to 50% in seniors. That means every bite of Greek yogurt or salmon you eat works even harder when paired with a little movement. Why is exercise so powerful? It stimulates your muscles to use protein more efficiently, helping them grow stronger and stay resilient against sarcopenia. Plus, it improves balance, reduces the risk of falls, and lifts your mood, something we all need. Here are 3 easy exercises to try. First, the chair squat. Sit in a sturdy chair, stand up slowly, then sit back down, repeating 10 times. Second, wall push-up. Stand arm's length from a wall, lean in, and push back for 10 reps. Third, marching in place for 1 minute to get your heart pumping and legs moving. Do these for 10 minutes a day, 3 times a week, and you'll feel the difference. Let me tell you about Joan, a 72-year-old from Wisconsin I worked with. Joan loved knitting blankets for her church's charity drive, but sarcopenia made it hard to sit for long or carry her yarn baskets. She was afraid she'd have to stop. I introduced her to these 3 simple exercises, starting with just 5 minutes a day. Joan was skeptical. She hadn't exercised in years, but after a month, she was knitting longer, carrying her baskets with ease, and even joined a walking group at her church. Joan's proud smile as she handed out her blankets was a reminder of what's possible when you move your body. Here's the small lesson. You don't need to be a gym buff to preserve your muscles. Just a few minutes of movement can unlock your body's strength. Start small, listen to your body, and build up slowly. One tip. Always check with your doctor before starting new exercises, especially if you have health conditions, to keep things safe and effective. We're building a strong foundation with food and exercise, But there's one more piece to make it all stick: lifestyle habits that support your muscles day and night. Stay with me to discover how simple tweaks can amplify your strength. We've covered powerful foods and simple exercises to fight sarcopenia. But there's one more piece that ties it all together: your lifestyle, specifically how you sleep and manage stress. These might sound like small details, but they're game changers for your muscles. According to the Sleep Foundation, missing out on 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep can increase muscle loss by up to 20% in seniors. Why? When you sleep, your body repairs and rebuilds muscle tissue, using all that protein you're eating. Skimp on sleep and you're shortchanging your strength. Then there's stress. Chronic stress floods your body with cortisol, a hormone that breaks down muscle and makes sarcopenia worse. Simple habits like deep breathing or a 10-minute evening stretch can calm your mind and protect your muscles. Try this. Before bed, sit quietly, take 10 slow breaths, or do a gentle yoga stretch while listening to soft music. To improve sleep, keep a consistent bedtime, dim the lights an hour before, and avoid screens to help your body wind down. These small tweaks make a big difference, and they're free and easy to start tonight. Let me tell you about Evelyn, a 69-year-old from Colorado I worked with. Evelyn loved painting watercolors, but stress from family responsibilities and restless nights were draining her energy. She was losing strength and struggled to hold her paintbrushes steady. I suggested she try a 10-minute breathing exercise before bed and aim for a consistent 8-hour sleep schedule. After a few weeks, Evelyn was sleeping better and felt calmer. Her hands steadied, and she finished a beautiful landscape painting for her daughter's birthday. Evelyn's joy when she shared that painting reminded me how much our lifestyle shapes our strength. Here's the small lesson. Prioritizing sleep and stress relief isn't just self-care, it's muscle care. A well-rested, relaxed body is a strong body, ready to fight sarcopenia. One tip: start with just one change, like setting a bedtime alarm, and build from there to avoid feeling overwhelmed. Now that we've got food, exercise, and lifestyle covered, it's time to put it all together with a practical plan to kickstart your journey. Stay with me to discover a simple 3-day menu that makes it easy to stay strong. Now that we've got the tools, foods, exercises, and lifestyle habits, let's put it all together with a simple plan to jumpstart your fight against sarcopenia. I've created a 3-day muscle-boosting menu that combines the 6 powerhouse foods we've talked about: cottage cheese, fatty fish, quinoa, blueberries, lean meat, and Greek yogurt. This plan is designed to be easy, affordable, and packed with the protein, omega-3s, and antioxidants your muscles need to stay strong. You can find these ingredients at any grocery store, and I'll share tips to keep costs low so you can focus on feeling your best. Here's the plan. Day 1. Start with a breakfast of Greek yogurt topped with blueberries and a sprinkle of walnuts. For lunch, enjoy a quinoa salad with grilled chicken and mixed greens. Dinner is baked salmon with a side of brown rice and steamed broccoli. Day 2. Breakfast is oatmeal mixed with cottage cheese and a handful of blueberries. Lunch is a sardine sandwich on whole grain bread with a side of carrot sticks. For dinner, try lean beef stir-fry with quinoa and bell peppers. Day 3. Begin with a smoothie blending Greek yogurt, frozen blueberries, and a spoonful of flax seeds. Lunch is a turkey breast wrap with spinach and avocado. Dinner features grilled mackerel with roasted sweet potatoes. To save money, buy frozen fish or berries, and prep meals in advance to make it stress-free. Let me tell you about Thomas, a 70-year-old from Ohio I worked with. Thomas loved playing cards with his buddies, but sarcopenia was making it hard to sit through long games or even shuffle the deck. He felt left out and frustrated. I shared this 3-day menu with him, and he started with just 1 day a week using ingredients he already had. After a month, Thomas was back at the card table, dealing hands like a pro and laughing with his friends. He told me, "I didn't think a few meals could change so much, but I feel like I've got my spark back." Thomas's story shows how a simple plan can bring big results. Here's the small lesson. You don't need to overhaul your kitchen to fight muscle loss. Just follow a plan like this for a few days to build momentum. It's about consistency, not perfection. One tip: write down your shopping list before you go to the store to stay organized and avoid impulse buys that might derail your goals. We're almost at the finish line, but I want to address some questions you might have about making this work for you. Stay with me next. We're tackling the top concerns seniors share with me to ensure you're set for success. You've got the foods, exercises, and lifestyle tips to fight sarcopenia, but I know you might have some questions about making this work for you. Over the years, I've heard so many great questions from seniors just like you. So let's tackle 3 of the most common ones to clear up any doubts and get you started with confidence. My goal is to make this feel doable, no matter where you're at in your health journey. First question: how much protein is safe for my kidneys? It's a valid concern, especially if you've heard that too much protein can strain your kidneys. For most healthy seniors, 1.2 to 1.5 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight daily, about 70 to 90 grams for an average person, is safe and effective, according to McMaster University. But if you have kidney issues, check with your doctor to tailor your intake. Second question: what if I'm allergic to fish? No problem. You can get omega-3s from flax seeds, chia seeds, or even an algae-based supplement. Just talk to your doctor first. Third question: how do I stick to this long-term without feeling overwhelmed? Start small, maybe one new food or exercise a week, and build from there. Consistency beats perfection every time. Let me share a story about Linda, a 68-year-old from Virginia I worked with. Linda was excited to try our 3-day menu but worried about her fish allergy and how she'd manage all these changes with her busy schedule. She asked me these exact questions. We swapped fish for chia seeds in her smoothies and started with just 1 meal a day from the plan. Linda also had mild kidney concerns, so we worked with her doctor to keep her protein at a safe level. A few months later, Linda was dancing at her grandson's wedding, feeling stronger and more confident than she had in years. Her questions led to solutions that fit her life, and that's what I want for you too. Here's the small lesson. Asking questions is the key to making this plan work for you. There's no one-size-fits-all, so don't be afraid to customize it to your needs, whether it's allergies, health conditions, or just a hectic schedule. One tip: write down any concerns and discuss them with your doctor or a nutritionist to create a plan that feels right for you. We're almost at the end, but I want to wrap up with a powerful call to action to help you take everything we've learned and start today. Stay with MedHis is where it all comes together to transform your strength and your life. We've come a long way together today, and I hope you're feeling inspired and empowered. Sarcopenia might be a silent thief, but you now have the tools to fight back. 6 muscle-boosting foods like cottage cheese, fatty fish, and Greek yogurt. 3 simple at-home exercises, and lifestyle habits like better sleep and stress management. These aren't just tips, they're your roadmap to reclaiming your strength, your independence, and the joy of living life on your terms. Whether it's chasing your grandkids, tending your garden, or dancing at a family wedding, your strength is the key to those precious moments. Let me share one final story about Margaret, the 72-year-old grandmother from Ohio we met at the start. When Margaret first came to me, she could barely walk to her mailbox without fear of falling. She felt trapped, missing out on playing with her grandkids. But with the 3-day menu we shared, a few chair squats, and a consistent sleep routine, Margaret transformed her life. Today, she's not just walking, she's running around the park with her grandkids, laughing and making memories. Margaret's story is proof that small intentional steps can lead to big changes, and I know you can do this too. Here's the small lesson. Your future isn't set in stone. Every bite, every step, every good night's sleep is a choice to invest in your strength and your happiness. Don't wait until you feel weak to start. The time to act is now, while you have the power to shape your tomorrow. So here's what I want you to do. First, pick one thing from today, maybe a bowl of Greek yogurt tonight or a 10-minute chair squat session, and start tomorrow. Second, join our holistic senior health community. Hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell, and share this video with someone you love who needs to hear this. In the comments below, tell me, which food or exercise are you trying first? Let's inspire each other with the hashtag #StrongAt80. And if you're ready to take it further, check out the link in the description for a free downloadable version of our 3-day menu to kickstart your journey. Thank you for spending this time with me. Our next video is diving into 3 morning habits to help you live healthier into your 90s, so don't miss it. You've got this, and I'm cheering you on every step of the way. Let's stay strong together.